Hello again, I'm Robert Fithin, and this time doing a review of the new box set from the Saints. I'm Stranded. I have wanted this on vinyl for a very, very long time. First released in 1976. I've had the CD for quite a while, for years and years and years. Absolutely love this album. One of my favorite punk rock albums of all time, if you want to call it punk rock. It was very early for punk rock. Some credit this as being the first punk rock album of all time. Again, from 1976. I just call it like just blazing rock and roll. This was the punk rock before all the rules start coming in. So, you know, you got to sound like this. Oh, well, that's not punk rock. You can't do that. You got to dress like this. You got to look like that. You got to sound like this. That song's too long. Punk rock songs are only 2.5 minutes. You know, all the rules. This is before that. These guys are just absolutely great. They've only got 3 albums, which is too bad. This is my favorite one from theirs, and like I said, one of my favorite, if you want to call it punk rock albums of all time. Always one of the vinyl, but it's very, very expensive to get the original pressing of this. U.S. pressings go for about $95 if you want a really nice one, but you probably want the U.K. pressing, which is even more than that, and then even more when you put the shipping and everything. So I thought I'd get this box set that was just released in November, late November. 4 LP set. Not only do you get 4 LPs, you get this nice little promo black and white 8x10 here. You get this sticker with a bend in it. You get this nice little pamphlet talking all about the Saints, and I think this is a current thing here where they've done, you know, quite the write-up here on the band and the album. You get this nice booklet with this sort of non-glossy matte sort of finish here. Looks like it's going to be in black and white, but it is not. You know, you got the color here. You got the two-tone color there. I think there are things that are actually in color, though. I haven't got to them yet. Newspaper clippings here. You know, reviews of the first single, I'm Stranded, which is incredible. You get, you know, like the inner office letters here, talking like the manager of AC/DC would like to see the band. You got record labels in the UK, because they're from Australia, record labels in the UK wanting how they can get a hold of 1,000 copies of this. They need it right now. A bunch of band photos, of course, a lot of them from similar photo sessions. Here we go with the full color. Nice full color photo of the band. Now, see, like right here, you wouldn't be a punk rock band in 1977 or 78 and be seen in a sweater like that. So yeah, this is before the rules. They make their own rules. And it's all about the music here. It's all about how great this band is, how tight this band is. The guitar playing of Ed Cooper, for God's sakes, is reason enough. But you also get great vocals, great drumming. There is what the original cover looks like, which I'm kind of surprised in this box set. This is the only way the original album cover is portrayed as part of this advertisement. And you don't see the back cover photo anywhere. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't include that. There's the single cover right there. So you get some nice tidbits in here. It's pretty typical of what you get, concert flyers, things like that, band photos, articles, clippings, you know, kind of like a scrapbook type of thing there. So that's pretty cool. But really, it's all about the records. And like I said, you get 4 of them. Now, this is the official 1977 mix. This is what you would get if you just had the album. This has been remastered, apparently, for the first time in 40 years. I'm not sure how they came out with CDs by doing that, but okay. But yeah, so there we go. That's what the side 1, black and red, side 2, red and black. And in this nice polylined black inner sleeve here. And then each one of the individual records has an actual fairly sturdy album cover. This is not just a flimsy box set thing. This is a nice sturdy cover. Like I said, matte finish on this as well. You get a nice photo of the band there. But again, it is all about the music. And what music you've got here. You've got the original album, like I said, including the absolute blast, I'm Stranded, the title track. Love that. One Way Street follows it up. Another really kick-ass tune. Wild About You is just a fun, you know, again, really up-tempo, really hard rock and stuff. This is stuff that's meant to be cranked up. This is not meant to be listened to in a respectable volume. This is meant to be cranked up. Erotic Neurotic is probably my favorite, the second favorite song on here after the title track. I want to be your lover, baby. I want to be your man. I want to be your lover, baby. I'll do all I can. I'm not as good of a singer as Chris Bailey. You get that. You get Demolition Girl. You get a cover of Elvis Presley's Kissin' Cousins. These guys do not do like rock and roll covers. They don't go back to the 60s and do Louie Louie or something like that. They do Kissin' Cousins from Elvis Presley. I think that might be like a jab at the U.S. Like, hey, let's do one they do in America about kissing your own cousin. But yeah, there you go. That's the original album there. I'm not as big of a fan of track 4 on side 1. I never liked Messing with the Kid that much. Kind of slows down and goes on for like 5.5 minutes. But still, a 5-star album. A 5-star album. Every 5-star album's got that one song that you're not extremely crazy about. Messing with the Kid is the one on that. Now, not only do you get that, but you get the 1976 demo mix. This is the way, I guess, the two guys, Ed Cooper and Chris Bailey, produced this. This is the way they sent it out to get the record deal. It really doesn't sound that much different, though. You'd have to be a super, super fan and know that original album, like, extremely well to be able to pinpoint some of the differences in this demo version in here. Now, this does have an extra track on here. The Untitled song is on here, where it's not on the original. That was later released on, later on. But it's on here, and everything else is the same except for there's a couple of sequences that are different on side 2. But like I said, this is not that much different from the 1977, the officially released version. A little bit louder on the vocals. There's some tape errors that you can hear where the tape slows down like that on a couple of tracks, and pretty much that's it. So, it's nice to have this demo, but it's not essential. It's not that much different. Album number 3 here. Again, great artwork here. Here you get the 2 EPs they released, which was 1, 2, 3, 4 and Perfect Day. Perfect Day had 3 tracks. It was on 12-inch. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 was a double 7-inch. All 7 tracks on side 1 here. Comparable to the tracks on the album. This is not like filler stuff. This is not like B-sides. These are excellent as well. This Perfect Day is great. They have Do the Robot, which is kind of a throwback to like 60s, It doesn't sound like we're doing like the 80s Robot, definitely. It's just another rocker on here. They've got another version of Demolition Girl and One Way Street. And they do covers on this one too. Lipstick on Your Collar, the Connie Francis song. They've decided to cover that. Do a great job, the rock and roll version of it. And then they do River Deep, Mountain High, the Tina Turner, Ike and Tina Turner song. Again, another rock and roll version that's sped up, punked out. So pretty cool stuff. Side 2 of this, though, is a live concert, only 5 tracks, recorded live in Sydney at a place called Paddington Town Hall. Now, this live concert, that's just really, again, just 5 tracks on side 2. Not the highest quality at all. I mean, the drums, it's like there's not even a drummer. The bassist is basically keeping the percussion because this is such a poor recording. It's definitely done by somebody with a tape recorder, like rerun on what's happening. Just got it in his pocket and munching on popcorn while they're recording a concert. It's the type of thing that would be called for historical purposes only. So do not get this LP thinking that this early concert from Sydney is going to be some blast out thing that's going to be raw and real and in your face and just like you're at the pub, No, this is a really poor, bootleg type of recording. There is another live concert though that fills this entire record. This is album 4, the final record on here. All the labels look the same, by the way. They're all the black and red, and then red and black. But the concert on here is a full concert, both sides, plenty of tracks on here. And this is from the Hope and Anchor pub in London from 1977. And they had this it was called the Hope and Anchor Front Row Festival. And they had all kinds of bands there. I believe the Stranglers were there, the Damned, I think, were there, and of course the Saints were there. And actually the Damned, if you've ever seen their New Rose video, it was recorded at that pub, the Hope and Anchor. Also, I think Madness recorded One Step Beyond there as well. So if you've ever seen those music videos, that's where they were recorded. Sound on this concert is much, much better. This is obviously more of a board recording, more of a professional recording. It doesn't sound like it's live album material. It definitely sounds more like a bootleg, maybe like an FM broadcast type bootleg, but it is a lot better than that mini concert that's on the second side of that one. Like I said, how many tracks we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 tracks. So pretty full record here for the second concert featured on here. And it features, of course, the title track, I'm Stranded, One Way Street again. Do the Robot starts it off, which I think that's a strange way for them to start a concert. You've got the second version of Untitled here. You've got This Perfect Day. Unfortunately, Messing with the Kid as part of the concert. River Deep Mountain High. Does not have Erotic Neurotic, though. I wanted to hear that song live, but unfortunately it's not part of that concert. But yeah, definitely a worthy purchase. It's a box set with 4 albums in it and some goodies, so it is a little pricey. But it's comparable to having a quality UK pressing of the first album, and you get all of these extras too. And like I said, the remastering on this is as high quality. It sounds great. It might have a little bit of bass enhancement that I don't remember from the original. Like I said, I've had the CD for years and years and years. There's what the cover looks like, and there's the back cover, the photo that is missing from the box set. I've had this for years and years. This sounds a lot more, I think, what the original album sounds like. It doesn't have that little extra bass on there, but this is definitely worth it. I'm glad I got this, and there's 2 versions of this already. There's one that's a misprint. If you get it, it'll have a circle here, and it'll say 4 CD set, and you open it up and it's records. So they've fixed that so it doesn't say anything there, but yeah, it tells you everything you get here, and I've already shown you that, so... Yeah, the Saints and I'm Stranded box set. I don't have a lot of box sets, but I've seemingly got quite a few in just the last couple of months. The Beatles one, the Doors one, and now this. So I've more than doubled my box set quantity in just the last couple months. Because before that, I had the Black Sabbath one with all the 90s stuff in it. I got that recently. I've had the Bruce Springsteen live one since the 80s. Got the Otis Redding one you can probably see there. I got the Eric Clapton Crossroads. Had that since the early 90s. And I want to say maybe one more around here somewhere. But other than that, I don't have any more vinyl box sets. I was never really a vinyl box set guy. I've got CD box sets. But man, I've just been going like box set crazy here lately. I need to slow it down. But when I saw that the Saints had this out, I could not pass this up. I mean, I've gone from like famine, with only having the Saints on CD to like a feast of Saints vinyl. And I'm really hoping to get their second album on vinyl too. It was just re-released by Music on Vinyl, but by the time I tried to check it out, it was already sold out. So it was a color vinyl and everything, and Music on Vinyl, so it probably sounded terrific. So I still don't have Eternally Yours. I have the CD, but maybe that's probably good enough for now anyway. I'm not a big CD hater, but yeah, I'm glad I got this. The Saints box set. Nice drinking game you can play with this. You can play the Saints drinking game with this. Every time vocalist Chris Bailey says, all right, or come on, take a drink. It'll get real fun after a while. Love the Saints, love this album, and glad to have this whole box set with their whole history from that era in there with the live concerts, the EPs, the demo version, all of that. Glad to have all of it. Even that bad sounding concert from Sydney that's only 5 tracks, it's a piece of Saints history. And big fan of Ed Cooper, the guitarist, and a lot of his solo work as well. Couldn't pass up that box set. So if you like punk rock, if you like your cranked up rock and roll, and you like heavy guitar work done right, you might want to check out the Saints and at least pick up maybe their CD or that box set. I'm Robert Fithen. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll talk to you again soon.